Really, all the way around, nothing was good enough today. That was tough to watch to start the game. The way it started, you go down 28-0 to a good football team on the road, and they did to us what good football teams do when you do that, and that was disappointing. Positive-wise, we had a challenge at the second half to come out. You can't score 28 points in one series. We took the second half to a 14-12 game. We lost it still, but at least we did better in the second half coming out. Our team fights. They didn't tap out on it in a game that was difficult to stomach. Other than that, there are just too many negative things all the way around. Turnovers early, penalties, 4 touchdowns in the first 4 drives. We didn't do a great job of handling their tempo. We practiced it all week. They got worn down. They had 246 yards in the first half. We weren't good enough on third down. Really, rushing yards was way out of line with what you want it to be. Part of that's the game script and where the game got to, but it just wasn't good enough and couldn't get in the rhythm. I think I looked up at one point that we had 10 plays on offense and it was already 28-0. So that's a really difficult hole to climb out of. But again, I appreciate the way our team fought, but we got to do a lot of things better if we want to beat good teams in the road, and that wasn't it.
That first quarter specifically, 21 points allowed. Your biggest play was 6 yards. What specifically in that first quarter? Penalties or was just
That was the turnovers was the main one. We handed them 2 balls in plus territory, and that's how you get jumped on. You give people short fields like that. You can't do. We didn't bow up either on defense in that spot, but again, gave them 2 really short fields to go score, and all of a sudden you get 14-0 real fast. Couldn't get any rhythm going offensively. Got to some manageable third downs, and we got a ball batted on a 3rd and short, and then we fumbled the ball in the possession. So couldn't get much going, and that's what happened.
what most went wrong with the run defense?
I'd have to watch it all to tell you, but it just felt like we got, at the end of the day, they ran for that kind of yards. You got physically beat up. We lost the line of scrimmage. The key to beating that team is you got to win both sides of the line of scrimmage on offense and on defense, and that was one of the things we had harped on all week and clearly didn't get that part done. But if you want to beat that team with the quarterback run game, it's a challenging scheme. They do a good job, but you can't give up runs the way we did. It just all of a sudden we felt like we looked up and they were in 3rd and 2 to 1 or 2 almost every time. So that was not good enough.
You didn't appear to have any life or energy defensively early. How do you explain coming out being that bad?
I don't know. I don't know if it was necessarily the energy or we put them in some tough spots to begin with, but the way we started the game all the way around was disappointing, and that's what happens. You do that against a good team, and you get put down 28-0 before the bell even rings for halftime. So disappointed in that. That's I got to find a way to fix that. Hard to put a finger on it. Again, just they made some plays and we turned the ball over, and that's the early recipe for a bad start. But yeah, I can't put my finger on that one necessarily, and it's disappointing.
There was a lot of belief after last week that you guys had shown some progress in what you did.
Yeah.
How disappointing is it that this felt like a total reversion of some similar themes?
Yeah, it's crushing, to be honest. I thought we were improvement's not always linear, but I didn't think we were going to look like that today. I'm disappointed in that. I'm disappointed in myself. I thought we were making some strides, and then we come play really good against a good football team on the road again, and we didn't do that. So that's kind of what it is.
You said you didn't want to be punitive with Jaquan. He goes out and does.
Yeah, he put it on the ground again, so he got sat down. That's how it works. That's 2 fumbles in 2 games, so he got sat down. That's how that goes. So yeah, it's punitive. It's exactly what it was.
Had you been punitive a game earlier, might somebody else not have fumbled?
Who knows? I can't answer that.
Do you say anything to him after that, or do you kind of just hang up there?
No, he knows. He knows. There's nothing else to it. You got to hold on to the football.
Well, you still have him out there for punts after the fact, too, though.
Correct. I mean, you only got so many guys that can handle punts right now. Yeah. On the roster currently? No, we don't. Tyler Boyd could go fair catch it. That's about what we got right now.
Got a commentary on the roster?
No, that's just where we are with the returning spot because you only have so many guys that can return punts. It's a hard job to find to begin with, and then we can't sit him down for that too. So, but he's got to be better.
Those first half penalties, how frustrating was that? 11, I think that was the most on the last.
Yeah, I mean, the penalties are frustrating. At the end of the day, I don't know, how some of those, how close they were, whatever. But when you're giving up, I think we gave up 3 first downs by penalty, which is crushing. When you got them stopped and penalties give you first down. So that's hard. The holding calls and all the things that go on, it's hard to know in the moment. But yeah, they're killer. I mean, you go backwards, it's hard, and you give up conversions when you get out the field. That's demoralizing on top of it. So whether they're good penalties or not good penalties, we got to do a better job of not getting called for them. And right now we're not. Yeah, so the no huddle, they sub, and by rule, they're supposed to stand over the ball, which they were. So they subbed with about, I don't know, 15 seconds on the play clock, and they stood over the ball, and they were holding the clock, and we subbed when they subbed, which we're allowed to do. And for some reason, they called that as a 12 men on the field when they were having a delay game. We have the right to the sub. We sub just like normal. They were standing over the ball. So that explanation was a little strange to me. I didn't quite understand why we would have gotten called when we were trying to sub as they were holding the ball, and then the clock ran out. I didn't get that. So the operation should be that they hold the ball, we sub, they sub. The clock ran out. That's their fault for subbing that late, and it should have been a delay game on them. But the explanation I didn't get I didn't understand what happened there.
Jeff's fond of saying that nobody runs on this team. Is it time for him to kind of calm down with that mantra, considering what you guys are capable of?
Oh, I mean, I think that we've done a decent job against the run most of the year. Today wasn't our best day on the ground, and they certainly did run the ball on us. And I don't mind the mindset. I don't mind that viewpoint. We've done a pretty good job against the run for the most part, but we got run on today, and so you got to take your medicine and you got to look in the mirror and see where we can be better, because that wasn't good enough.
What happened on the botch sequence in the red zone in the third with Will going backwards a little bit and the botch snap just on those two plays?
Yeah, I mean, so when you're on the road, we're on the flash with the guard, and they were trying to recommunicate who the ID was for the protection, and as Pete went to go reach, Dan thought he was flashing, and the ball got snapped. So those are something we got to clean those things up, but that's part of the challenge on the road when you're IDing and trying to get the silent count. So that wasn't good execution.
How much of this opportunity, I guess, Brian, you was 28-7, you're down there twice, had several field goals instead of touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean,
Play maybe was that?
yeah, you're not going to climb back in the games kicking field goals, when you're down that many points. And had we put touchdowns on the board in those situations, we might have been a different looking second half, but we didn't. And that's sort of been our thing all year. We've not been able to punch the ball in enough, score enough touchdowns. We've kicked too many field goals, and that's I got to find a way to help that get better, because we needed touchdowns in both those spots.
How much did the drops contribute to the issues that the offense was in?
It certainly contributes. I mean, we don't want to drop the ball, but yeah, it just wasn't a good enough performance overall. And when we had to have a couple plays, we missed 2 or 3 of them with some balls hitting hands, and that was disappointing. I don't know that was necessarily our biggest issue, but certainly don't want to see it.
The first quarter, you guys are caught in the storm. What do you say to the other guys out there? How tough was it to continue fighting?
No, just keep going. Keep going. That's all we could do. We just keep finding different ways to shoot ourselves in the foot. And last week, we came out hot and was able to, get a couple scores on those first couple drives, and that was a big part of, I feel like, the momentum that we were able to carry throughout that whole game to get the confidence to come out with the win. So it's hard to come out and start like that and then expect to just get rolling. But that's the mindset you got to have. We got to go back out there and clean up those mistakes and get a better start to that game.
You know you can only speak for the offense, but just for you guys, turnovers and penalties, sum it up?
Sums it up all year, no doubt. I mean, can't happen. Got to take care of the football. Can't jump out, offsides first play of the game and put us in a tough spot just to start it off. So, that's been the theme, and we got to fix it.
Well, how difficult is it on that first drive? I'm sure you got scripted plays and things like that before you even look up and it was 2nd and 20. How difficult is it to just try to get back to the script, the game plan that you had going in?
Yeah, I mean, it takes you off the script. We felt really good about that opening script, and we didn't really even get to a lot of those plays till the second half, and puts a wrinkle in things and changes what is in my and the coach's head of how we see that first drive going. And you can't operate like that and expect to succeed very much. So just got to be better and can't keep shooting ourselves in the foot.
As big as the hole as it was early, did you feel like when you cut 28-7, you get in the red zone a couple of times, you capitalize there, touchdown instead of field goals at lot of?
Yeah, no, I mean, anytime we felt like we got a drive going and got somewhat of a rhythm and weren't hurting ourselves, we knew we could move the ball on them. We were running the ball well. I felt like all of our schemes that we had, dialed up for them for the most part were hitting, and then we just kind of got caught in that spot of having to throw the ball a little more in that second half. So anytime we feel like we had the ball, we were moving it. We were able to clean up a lot of those mistakes in the second half, minus the drops and some missed throws. So those are the different side of it that we have to address eventually and get better in that way. But Yeah, just in the red zone, getting touchdowns instead of field goals. The error with the snap on that other drive to get 3 instead of 6, that could have been a big one. Could have been a touchdown on that play. So things to clean up, things to get better at. But I'm proud of how we came out in that second half. But credit to them, they're a great team, and they came out and proved it right away.
Well, just in terms of last week, it felt like there was so much progress with this team in the last few weeks. You get the win over a division rival. Did it almost feel like today was a bit of a reversion? And how frustrating is that to see that at this point in the game?
Not a reversion, just a missed opportunity to get better and to keep building off that. So, we're not going to let it kick us back down the hill. We've already come so far, and we know that. We just got to keep doing the right things and do them on Sunday. We felt like we had a good week of practice, but just didn't transition to the field.